Welcome, chess collectors and players, to the July edition of the Chess Collector Hangout, the video podcast of the Chess Collective, where we delve into an interesting conversation with a chess collector. I'm your host, Stefan. So this month, I had the opportunity and privilege to speak from New York all the way to Brazil to talk to Fabiano Ferreira. Fabiano shared with us some original chess sets from the 1895 Chess Congress Tournament from Hastings, the St. Petersburg 1914 chess match, the Moscow 1935-36 tournament, and as a bonus, you guys are going to also see Fabiano describe some of his prized chess sets. We talked about super Grandmaster chess sets played by elite Grandmasters. Fabiano has one-of-a-kind chess memorabilia, where he, as far as we know, is the only owner of many of these items that you're about to see. Make sure you stick around to the end, because Fabiano included some bonus surprises for you that he wanted to share, so I included that as some bonus footage at the end. And before we get started, I just want to mention that because some of the chess sets that Fabiano shares with us are from original chess historic events, some of the games that were played on these actual chess sets I'm going to share with you so you can go over the games, and I'm going to include them in the show notes. You could find them at the chesscollective.us. I will include the PGN files that you could follow along, so make sure you check that out. I will also put a description. Also, one more thing, if you like what you see and you want to support this channel, be sure to subscribe to the Chess Collective YouTube channel. So please welcome chess collector, chess player, and friend Fabiano Ferreira. Thank you so much for agreeing to do this with me. Thank you so much for the interview. I really appreciate it.
It's my pleasure.
So maybe we could start by telling everybody a little bit about yourself. So you're in Brazil,
Yes.
and I'm from New York, so we're only an hour difference, but we're in different hemispheres. Right now,
Yeah.
It's nice and warm out. I think it's like 75 degrees. How's the weather in Brazil, where you are,
Brazil,
in the winter?
I live in the very south of
Mm-hmm.
Brazil, in Porto Alegre, and now we are entering winter. And believe it or not, there is sometimes even snow. Believe it or not, Brazil, where
Uh-huh.
believe it or not. So the temperatures can fall down very, very, for our standards, to zero,
Right.
-2. It can happen in the
That's right,
region.
Celsius. So I should
Yes.
clarify. It's about 22 degrees here.
Yes.
23
Yes.
degrees.
Yes, and you can have even snow. And I'm a medical oncologist.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a physician, and I learned to play chess when I was 13. And
Okay.
then it's for you to explain, because you work with cognition and neurosciences.
Right.
Some people have this, like it very much from the very beginning when you see it.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it was the same. And then I wanted to join a chess club, and I was very fortunate that where I live in the north of Brazil, there was a chess club where the main organizer was a champion of Brazil. His name was Ronald Câmara.
Okay.
Ronald,
Ronald
and then,
Camera.
yes,
Okay.
and he had a brother, which name was Elder Câmara. He was also champion for Brazil sometime later.
Okay.
Very interesting. Elder played with Fischer in the Siegen Olympiad 1970.
Really?
Really.
Wow.
And a very interesting story.
Yeah.
Elder told me, it's very funny, because
Okay.
Brazil was going to play against the US.
Right.
And
Yes.
so the team of the US is Fischer, Shevsk, and on. And then Elder told, no, today it will be our Independence Day for the US. No,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
Brazil, and he played. Brazil lost 4-0. US that magnificent team.
Right.
I think Robert Byrne was playing, and very interesting. He played black against Fischer,
Mm-hmm.
and his brother Ronald, he used it to study the dragon variation. And Elder told his
Oh,
brother,
okay.
and Elder Kammer told his brother, I have a surprise for you.
Oh, okay.
I'll make a surprise for you, Ronald, his brother, his elder brother.
Right.
I will play no, he said nothing.
Right.
And he played the dragon, accelerated dragon, without casting against Fischer.
Wow.
It was a butcher. It was carnage. If you look at this game,
Yeah.
Fischer against Camera, Fischer, it was carnage. It
Wow.
was a
I'm gonna have to check that out because that's what I like to play. I like to
Yeah.
play the accelerated dragon.
But it was carnage, absolutely.
Wow. That's a good
And
story.
and Ronald was a very he died some 4 or 5 years ago, and I was fortunate because he was a very well-educated man, like literature very much, and so I grew up in this in this chess club where there was this mix of chess and literature, that what is very good for an adolescent.
Right.
And so, and then very soon when I entered the University of Medicine, I understood that it would be a hobby for me, not, to play
Right.
competitive chess. I did not have the sparking, the talent for chess. But as
Right.
we don't have to paint like Van Gogh to appreciate art.
Right.
Yes. So,
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah.
I like that. And how did you get into chess collecting? What got you started?
Uh, it was something very, how can I say it, a little bit permissive. I don't know how to, it was something very, you even don't understand when it begins.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I bought one, I always liked the games of Fischer. Maybe I bought one score sheet of Fischer from the 60s.
Okay.
And somehow maybe I bought some. I saw that it was not impossible to buy an original chess set from an old tournament,
Right.
and then it slowly it began mounting, and then that's it. It was something like,
Okay.
and then I always liked very much the games of the so-called Soviet chess school.
Okay.
Some years ago, I decided to study Russian, to read the chess literature in the original.
Did you start learning Russian when you were an adult or when you were like a teenager or younger?
When I was a teenager, I began to study it by myself. When I was 13 years old, it's something
Wow.
crazy. But then there was a big interval, and I came back when I was about 40. No, 40, even 45. There was a big interval, 40, yeah. And then, because the poetry is very nice, chess, and is a way to keep the mind fresh.
Yeah, that's good. I know that it's a lot difficult. It's more difficult to learn a language when you're older.
Absolutely, yes.
And
Yes,
I think learning chess is the same way. I think that chess almost is like speaking a different language. People that learn chess at a young age can absorb it just like a second language. Where
Absolutely.
if you try learning chess when you're 40 years old for the first time, it's like trying to learn a language for the first time. That's the way I see it.
I completely agree with you. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
So Fabiano, thank you for coming, and you sent me the menu of what we're going to talk about. So I can't wait to see what you have.
Yeah. And I want to thank you. I tried to prepare some interesting
Okay.
chess sets
Okay.
for presentation so that we can discuss. And I
Sure.
want to thank you very much.
Oh, my
because
pleasure.
because one of the great joys, you reminded me of one of the great joys of life is when we are a child, we show our toys to our friends, yes? And then
Yes.
that's a little bit of the same
Yeah.
moment. As a grown up, I'm having this chance to have this happiness again. Thank you so much.
Yes. Yeah. They call that show and tell when you're little. So we're doing show and
Yes.
tell.
Yes. There is even a joke that the main difference between a grown-up man and a child, an 8-year boy, is. Do you know what's the difference?
They're toys.
The toys, the price of the toys.
Oh, the price. Okay. That's funny.
So here I would like to show you.
Okay.
This is an original chess set of the Hastings Congress. The Hastings Congress from 1895.
Oh, okay.
It's
Wow.
a very, yes, this is an original, and this championship was won by one of your countrymen, Petersburg. I don't know if
Yeah,
pronounce it.
Pillsbury. Yeah.
Pillsbury.
And right, he made his breakthrough in his career as a top player there. When you sent me the sort of itinerary, I looked up the Hastings Congress Chess Tournament. 22 participants from various countries. It was organized as a round-robin event with each player facing every other player once. And Pillsbury was, at the time, he was a relatively unknown American player. He emerged as the winner. How did you get this set? It looks amazing.
Yes, I think this set, it came in an auction with the board separately. Yes, because
Okay.
this is a board also. It also does. It's simple. It only. I think it's an Jacques, but it does not have the plate here. You know,
Okay.
And when you look at the pictures, I have one here. Just try to. This is Mieses, the 1946. He was the only survivor at that time, and you can see that he's playing with these pieces, the same. And
Wow.
there are many pictures in the internet that they used this set in the main tournament. There are pictures of Botvinnik, Grigorich, Spassky, Karpov. Karpov won Hastings together with Korchnoi in 72. And
Okay.
yes, it's very
Oh, yeah, look at that. It's a glass eye.
it's a glass
painted.
eye. Yes.
Wow.
And here is the black. Oh,
Wow.
that's beautiful.
That's beautiful, yeah. And they're pretty big. They're pretty big knights. I can see that when you hold it
Yeah.
relative to like your hand. Yeah.
I would say that it's here the king. The king. Here's the king.
Right?
Yes.
And the
queens.
queen. It's a nice. I like the crown on it. On
Yes.
both of them. It's beautiful. Yeah.
Beautiful. They are heavy. Yeah. Sorry.
I was going to ask what kind of wood are they made of, if you know.
I think it's boxwood. I think
Okay.
it's boxwood. But and here the rooks are very very sturdy, very solid, and
Yeah, they look solid. Yeah.
yeah.
Very
And they
nice.
have this mark of time, this beautiful patina and so on. And
Yeah.
there was an auction in the seller placed the two. They did it did not sell as an ensemble. You see, so I had to bid for both.
Okay.
Cross fingers that it would be the ensemble could be together. Yes.
Yeah.
Because these were used in the tournaments.
Okay.
But so I like to toy with the idea that maybe Capablanca or Spassky or Botvinnik played with this. Who knows?
Yeah, if only the sets can talk.
we would talk for 30 seconds. That they would
Yeah,
say,
that
wow,
would be
yeah,
that would
that
be
would be,
great.
yeah.
Have you played over any games with the tournament with that set?
I played one game of Pillsbury. I think the last round I forgot with whom that there is an end game that he calculated very precisely pawn end game. He made a
Hmm.
breakthrough. I forgot his opponent, the name. Yes,
Okay. And how long ago did you get the set?
I think it's now 1 year more or less.
Oh, so it's a recent one. Yeah.
Yes,
Very
I think
nice.
one of our colleagues. I will tell his name because
Sure.
yes, he has uh, there are some publications from him and he blogs with. He also has one of these.
Hmm.
This said Mike Ladzinski.
Okay.
Mike,
Yeah.
I think he has one of these sets also. But
Yeah.
and that, what is I tried to have some more information from the seller, but she did not answer very much, you know.
Okay. What
But
do you know of anything that makes this Hastings set different than some of the other Hastings sets that they were used,
uh,
like of the time? Is there something unique about the set? Is it you had mentioned the
I,
knights?
yes, they're nice.
Is it
They are quite unique. You know,
okay?
they're quite unique.
Just the
And
shaping.
I see it's interesting that there are some pictures of Capablanca playing Hastings. He played
Mm-hmm.
in 19, 1935, if I'm not so sure. But there he plays with what seems to be a Jacks chess set.
Okay. Yeah,
No,
because Hastings is in England, so I was also curious who made that set. If it was um, the Jakes
yes,
that made that set. But you had mentioned the boards had the name of the company on the board on the plaque when it
yes,
came off.
yes. Mine
Yeah,
is mine. Was nothing.
right. So the
But
pieces
when
must
you
have
look
been the
at
same.
yes, and when you look at the pictures of Hastings, you have this combination you see here.
Yeah,
Yeah, is that this combination?
that's really good. Very nice. I like it.
Yeah, me
How
too.
how tall are the pieces? Are they the
I,
traditional
I
like
think they are
95 millimeters or something?
yeah, I think they are 375 inches. I did not
3.75. Yeah.
between 3.75 and 4. Yes, but
Very
very
nice.
very nice.
Yeah, just the way you move that pawn, it looks like the weight on the pieces is really nice. It looks like it just flows so nice. Yes.
Yeah.
Love it.
Three.
And how about the bishops? Can we look at the bishop?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. So it's got that traditional Staunton carving to it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's really nice. I love it. Is this one of your favorite chess sets?
Yes. It's yes. But yeah, but I even have more toys here.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Do you keep this one on display or where you keep it in a box?
Oh, I keep it in a box. Keep it in a
Okay.
box. My cave
That's
is not. I'm.
Yeah, say I usually I have three kids, even though they're teenagers. But a lot of times, if I leave my sets out, they start playing with them or dropping them, and even my um,
Yeah.
I encourage them playing, but sometimes I don't want them touching them.
Yes. It's a difficult balance to find out.
Yeah.
Yeah. One day I had a very good friend from Serbia,
Hmm.
and he had a very rare, but very rare chess set, and
Right.
his son who was about 11, he was playing like this, you know.
Yes.
No, my heart, when I saw that, no, it was a terrible experience. My heart, but a very rare chess set. You can talk about it.
Yeah.
Oh, so we are in 1895, yes? And
Yep.
now we make, if I'm allowed, we make a jump to 1910
Okay.
to the match of Lasker versus Schlechter.
Okay. Yeah.
It is not that chess set, but it's identical to the one they played, and is displayed in the Lasker Museum, I think, in Berlin.
Okay. So this is a replica. This one.
It's no. It's an original also.
Oh, this is an original.
Okay,
Okay.
it's not the one, but it was produced
It
at
was
that period.
produced in the for the
Yeah,
1910
it could
World
have been
Chess
there
Championship.
because it's identical,
Okay.
and it's not a copy from that period.
Oh, very nice. Yeah.
And it's
Okay.
very interesting. The case. I'll put the chess pieces and then I'll show you.
Sure.
Then we have a big upright. It's called the upright. It's a completely different chess set that was used in how can I say it? It's a very special chess set, and it was not that mass produced.
Yeah. So it's rare.
It's very rare.
Yeah. I can look at I see the pieces already. They look gorgeous. Yeah. So while you're setting up for people that may not know, so Lasker was the world champion. He was a defending world champion, right? In this match
Yes.
in 1910.
Yes.
It was between Emanuel Lasker and Karl Schlechter,
Right.
and it was held in various cities, including Vienna and Berlin. It was a 25-game match, with the first player to win 9 games was declared the winner.
No,
And
if I may say,
yes,
it was supposed to be, but they didn't find the financial conditions. And on the end of the day, it was a 10-game match. And it
okay.
was the scare of Lasker got the scare of his life because he lost game 5,
Okay.
and on the last game he was supposed to win to make a draw in the match. But
Oh.
there is because we don't know the contract. But so the match was 10 games only.
Okay.
And this is the case from mine, and it's written in Russian here.
Wow,
But
that's so nice. What does that
yeah,
say?
it
I don't read
says
Russian.
yes.
It looks
It's
Russian to me.
yes, it's a remembrance of the war, 1914-18. Pamet Vojny, as a remembrance of the war. So this was carved, most probably during the war. I don't know how this ended up in Russia. But that's
Very
it.
nice. So Lasker ended up drawing, so he retained the championship. Is that what happened?
In the dramatic game, even there is, let me just very fast here. It was this 10th game is a mystery because it was supposed that Schlechter needed only a draw, but he played like a madman. It was really, it is, there is a very nice analysis from the book of Kasparov.
Okay.
In this game, it's absolutely
Oh,
fantastic.
what? I have the same set of books. What page is that on?
This page is page 178
Okay.
from the very first one.
Okay.
And this game is a mystery because Schlechter played the whole match very safe. And in this last game, he played like but he played brilliantly until a certain point, and he made one mistake, and that was it. Because so people still have this idea that maybe in the contract Schlechter needed to win by a 2-point margin.
Okay.
But on the end of the day, we don't know.
Wow.
So here, the kings.
Yeah, wow. That looks really tall. That's interesting design, how all the pieces were like a column.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Yes. They are light.
Yeah, and it looks like the black was stained afterwards because you could see it rubbing away a little bit with the age.
Yeah. I did not touch. I did not try to how can I say it, to make it look.
Yeah,
It is. Yeah.
very nice.
Yes. It's
Yeah, they look
absolutely-
like.
The rooks are gorgeous. I like very much the rooks.
Yeah, they're it's simple, very simple.
Yeah.
You know.
But it's very elegant. The
Yeah, the
cool-
flare on the butt, the flare. Yeah, the
Yeah,
curves.
it's smooth. It's very.
Yeah.
And the paws are very interesting.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah.
I've never seen a pawn like tops that
Yes.
looks like that. Normally, you have a very round like ball on top. You
Yeah.
know, it's.
Yes.
They look. You know what? I think because they're so tall, so they don't wobble. They get that wide base in the bottom to give them that sturdiness, which is really
Yes.
good.
Yes.
And how did you get this chess set?
This chess set, it was on an auction from Moscow,
Okay.
and it helped me that I speak not so bad Russian, and I
Yeah.
talked directly with the gentleman, and we could agree on a on a value,
Yeah.
without it going to an auction. Because when I
That's
saw
great.
it, I said, oh my God, this is the.
Yeah, it's a great set. I love it.
And his name is a very nice person, Murad. He's a seller of chess books and old chess books and memorabilia in Moscow. And I went to his place.
Mm-hmm.
It's it's unbelievable. The quantity of old chess books, it's something, you are entering a fairy tale, completely parallel dimension in the world. Something,
Wow.
yes.
That's good.
Yeah.
So with your the Kasparov series books, what is your opinion of those books? Do you like them? I enjoy looking through the games, but sometimes the analysis is a little bit too deep for me, in my opinion.
Yes. Yeah, no, I agree with you. And
But it's nice to have the game collection. Yeah.
yes, absolutely. I think it's quite a very high level series, and he is very. Let me tell you something.
Sure.
I had the chance just in order to because you asked me, I had the chance to visit Nikitin, the trainer of Kasparov.
Oh, okay.
During the match with Karpov.
Wow.
And
when was
Nikitin-
this? When did you meet? When did you meet him?
About 1.5 years ago. Unfortunately he died, Nikitin.
Okay.
Yes, and I had a friend a very nice friend who knew Nikitin, asked me if I would like to meet him. They said, "Oh, it would be an enormous honor." And Nikitin received us at his home,
Wow.
and we had a very nice talk. And he said me something. He was the trainer of Kasparov, and he told me something very like this. He said, it's not possible to analyze Kasparov's games. We can only Vazhishat is we can only do like, oh, how do you say this?
Like Marvel.
Marvel. We can only
Yeah.
Marvel. It's not.
Right.
It said it's not possible to analyze Kasparov. We can only Marvel. That was it. Yes, that was his.
That's good stuff. Have you analyzed any of the Lasker games on that set that you just showed?
This 10th game.
Okay.
This last game. I have looked at that. That's one of the joys of having these sets is to analyze and.
Yeah, it's almost an extra dimension to appreciate and enjoy a game that most people don't get. Like anybody can watch a video in the game, but I think as an extra tactile experience when you move the pieces.
Yes.
But that's even an extra dimension when you get to use the set that they played on.
Yes, that's not yes that a set identical.
Yes.
Yes, that's another myth. I agree with.
Yes, you're very lucky.
Yeah, we advance in time a little bit.
Okay, where are we going?
We are going to St. Petersburg, 1914.
1914. Okay.
Yes, the tournament where Capablanca and Lasker, Taras, Rubinstein, which was Capablanca was almost was not very. He was known because he had won a match against Marshall, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Then he was really on his ascension, and there it was. I think there was a qualification phase where many players took part, and very interesting match was expected from Rubinstein, and Rubinstein played a very I will not say weak because I cannot, but he was played above his standards. He was unfortunately maybe in his decline. He had a very accent and maybe was in his decline, and he did not qualify for the final.
Okay.
And the ones who qualified were Capablanca, Lasker, Marshall, Taras, and Alekhine.
Yeah, yes. Alekhine. I say Alekhine. I know that in Russian it's pronounced different.
Yes, there is up to now there is a dispute if it is Alekhine because the IE, the EE is IE. Alekhine or Alyokhin.
Oh, that's the dispute. So they're not even talking about Alekhine. I think that's the people in the United States say that maybe.
But it's Alekhine. I don't think that there is. But just and so this is the 1914 set.
Wow! And who won this tournament?
It was Lasker, and it's very interesting because Lasker played that famous game against Capablanca.
Okay.
Where in the final he was, I think Capablanca was 1.5 points ahead, and it was the last chance of Lasker getting him playing white, and he decides to play the exchange variation, which is, it was a great psychological weapon because Capablanca, how can I say it? Only needed a draw in this game.
Right.
Lasker, but in such a position, you cannot play with black, I think, passively. You have to take advantage of the two bishops, and he forced him, like, okay, I exchanged queens, I'm in a peaceful mood, on. And then he kind of tricked. And this is a very famous game.
Yeah.
And on the end, Lasker won brilliantly. He had so many nice ideas in this game, and Capablanca, he did not find his way in this game.
Okay,
And
so what makes this set unique? What are the nice features about it?
yes, it's because it was played in this tournament. And
Okay.
here I have two surprises for you,
Okay.
and
Okay.
for the gentlemen and the ladies that are looking to us, is that this set is made is made with wood typical from Finland and St. Petersburg, which is Karolian birch.
Wow.
It,
I
it
look at
has,
that.
let me. This very
Yeah, I could
nice.
see. I could see. There's like these, like a almost like a burl, like a
Yeah,
swirl to it. Very
yeah, well,
nice.
yeah. The queen is the pieces are very elegant.
Very elegant.
The
And
knights, the knights are superb.
yeah, it looks very nice. The wood is stunning.
And the bishops, the very odd the cut of the bishop. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Very, you
And
see?
I don't know if it's the polish or what, but it looks like when they polished it, it has like these in every groove. It looks like it's like dark stained a little bit in there.
Yes,
It
yes.
looks very nice.
Yeah. And at this set, I sent to Frank Camarata, and the House of Stout has done a reproduction of this set.
Wow. So you could buy but that's the original.
Yes, that's the original.
Wow.
And yeah, let me show you the black pieces.
Okay. Yeah, and I like the opposite colored finials on this. Very nice.
And I want to show, so I have two surprises for. I bought this. This is a well-known photograph picture.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
okay. Yeah,
But
I've seen that
this
picture
one,
before.
yes, it's from the five finalists. Yes, you see.
Mm-hmm.
You see here. Let me point out. You see here, Alekhine, Lasker, John Capablanca, Marshall, your countman, Tarash. And what
Okay.
this photograph, it is so interesting. I bought this from a collector from France.
Okay.
It's a very high definition,
Yeah.
picture. So I will send it to you. It's my honor. And
Sure.
here you can see the pieces very well, even better. And what is very
Wow.
interesting in this picture is that you can see even the when you augment it, it's so
Yeah.
interesting. You can see the grains of the chess piece, the finals, everything, the pounds, everything, and you can even see that the angles of Lasker, which are a bit dirty of nicotine.
It's amazing.
It was really a change
That is.
moment. But
Wow.
I will send you, yeah. Here you cannot see it, but when you augment it in the high definition, you can even see this.
Yeah.
You see, they were analyzing, and
Yeah. With no computers, they would just analyze.
yes. And here I have another surprise.
Okay.
This is a postcard, which was I bought together with this picture.
Okay.
I even think that he sent me this colleague sent me the picture as a gift, if I'm not mistaken. Now I'm looking. See, that's something. For instance, here, even this rook. Where is it? This rook here. You can see the grains of the wood.
Yeah. Of that
Yeah.
Norwegian wood you were telling us.
Yes. Yes. And
It's
here,
beautiful.
yeah, and here, my Stefan, you can see there was a lieutenant. I don't know how can you say this there was an official in
Uh-huh.
St. Petersburg at the time, and he collected. This is original, huh? The signatures of Alekhine,
Yes.
Capablanca, Alekhine. What was this one?
Marshall
Lasker,
and Mar
Marshall, and Emmanuel Lasker.
and then
Yes, and then
I
in
see
19
Tarash too. Is that Tarash on the right? Yeah.
yes, And these were the first 5 Grandmasters in the world. It was a title that was given by the Tsar.
Oh yeah, because before this there was no titles. They were just really good chess players.
Yes, and that's what's very interesting. The signature of Taras was taken in 1926. This official met Taras in New York.
Wow.
And took the last signature. As far as I know, this is the only place here where you have 5 Grandmaster signatures then together in one.
Yeah.
In
The first
document.
the first official
First 5.
Grandmasters.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. And this one I got some exchanges with Shukgal, my dear friend.
Okay, yeah. We had Chuck on
Yes.
the show. The second
Yes.
guest he was, I believe.
Yes, we made an scumble. You know what's an scumble?
What?
Scumble. Scumble is a kind of but look, it's very interesting because you see that it's a smaller version, like a 3.5. You see what you are going to see now?
Yeah.
And there are some pictures that it seems to me that they used in 99. This set I will show you. Yes.
Okay.
It's more delicate than this. It's smaller. It's like
Okay.
this is a 4.0. This is a 3.75.
Okay.
Let me show you very fast.
Sure.
And this was I made some exchange with my dear friend Shuk. We made an scumble. Scumble is when you exchange goods with no money involved. It's called scumble.
Do you practice speaking Russian with Chuck? I think he mentioned he learned the Russian also.
Yes, he is also struggling. But it's worth. It's so beautiful that. By the way, there is a book. By the way, there is a book from what's the name? Ransom. There is a book, Russian for chess players.
Okay.
I will send you the PDF. It's very interesting because the vocabulary of chess is not very. It's exchange, pawn, rook, quality,
Okay.
space. What else? Advantage, premutions. You don't need to know. If you know some 50 words, you can understand the comments.
Okay.
Even. You see, so this book is based on this idea. Rawson, I think. Russian for chess players. It's about 40 pages. I strongly recommend it.
Okay, I'll look at it.
Yeah, and so here is a smaller version. I think this set, this one was used in the 99 Chigorin Memorial in St. Petersburg. It's also Karelian birch. Very delicate.
Yeah.
That is a bit smaller, but
yeah, same idea.
Same idea. Yes.
Very nice.
I will. By the way, I want to show you this chess clock.
Yes, look at that.
Yeah.
It looks pretty. It looks pretty old.
Yes, yes. It was used, I think, in the 1909 chess tournament. There are some pictures of Lasker and Rubinstein. It's a Jungerhans. It's in Russian here, but it's a German, Austrian, I think. This one I got some. I think some 6 months ago. I did not have the time to repair it, to ask for.
Okay.
But I think it will be in working conditions.
Yeah, it looks very nice.
Yeah.
I like how it's written in Russian but made in German. It's like when I think most of the clocks were German, right?
Yes, Austrian. Yeah, Austrian, Hungarian Empire. Yeah. So we move in time. And now we go to Moscow, 1936,
Okay.
Moscow.
All right. So we're jumping ahead like 20, 22 years, something like that.
Yes. This is also an original, 1935, 36. There is already Botvinnik, and it was growing. And
Okay.
Capablanca was trying to show that he was still Capablanca never swallowed the pill that he lost the title to Alekhine. In his inner
Okay.
being, I'm convinced that he always believed that he he um, he he only did not have more talent than
Right. Right. Yeah.
yeah.
And
Then
this is now this is around the time where Botvinnik made his debut of being the dominant chess player, or was Botvinnik already well known before this tournament?
yeah, yes, he was on well, but he became he was I think he was already the Russian champion.
Okay.
By the way, there is a very interesting thing. Lasker, he lived some years in Moscow, you know?
Okay.
And he met Botvinnik, and they had once. He had not so good results, but by no good results at fourth place, you know. And he
Right.
was telling Lasker, and Lasker said, "But when did you arrive in the tournament in Nottingham?" No, I arrived 2 days before, and Lasker said, "Oh, it's clear.
Yeah.
You have to arrive 10 days before." You
10?
know, 10 days before, 1 week, 10 days before to
Wow.
get
Okay.
a climb to get. No, it's alright. It's understood that you could not play well. You had
Hmm.
to arrive before, and I think what means he's had such a analytical mind that
Right.
from this small advice he devised a whole plan of preparation. So you see that no, you have
Right.
to really to take it
Right.
much more serious. You have to prepare, and then because he had a kind of analytical mind, he thought
Right.
not in moves in one. He thought in schemes.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
My theory is that there's all this Soviet chess school.
Hmm.
I think it is from Lasker. But
Really? And everybody says Botvinnik.
that yes, but after Botvinnik listened to 2, 3 small drops, he
Hmm.
made the whole. He was capable of it.
Oh, so
That's my
he was you think he was inspired by Lasker?
yes, yes. But that's
That's
my
interesting.
theory. But
That's an
that's my
interesting. Okay.
yeah, that's my theory. I had the chance to speak it out in your
Yeah. When did you get this chess set? This is an original from 1935 or 36.
Look at that, very beautiful night. You can see
Wow.
the picture, you see
Wow.
exactly.
Yeah, that is exquisite. On one side it looks carved, and the other side it looks smooth.
Yes, yes, yes. Books.
Very nice. Bishop. That's very interesting. It has it almost looks like the king on top with the very similar to the
Yes,
king.
yeah, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I did not touch anything because to leave the mark of time. I did not.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Very interesting. Look, it's red or
Oh, okay. So it had red felt and blue felt.
yeah. And tonight's
Yeah, if I was playing with that set, I don't know if I would put which side of the knight I would face me. You know how some people turn in the
that's
knights?
right.
I don't
Yes,
know if
that's
the nice side would face the smooth side would face away from you or towards you. I don't know how I would
I
like
really don't
playing.
know. That's that. There is a nice story about this. Is that Karpov and Kasparov, they were so different. They are so different
Right,
personalities, that
right.
because chess players sometimes they put it like this or this. Yes, they
Yep,
have
yep,
a.
yep.
And Karpov and Kasparov, they were opposite.
Yeah,
One of the arbiters talked about this. That
yeah.
each one the other side. Yeah. King.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
I find it very interesting that they made the bishops look similar to the king.
Yes. I will place them one behind the one side by side.
Okay. Now, all of these chess sets that you're showing, they all seem like they're similar stain. Do you think it's a similar stain that they used for the dark pieces in the early 1900s?
I
That was the
think I
same?
yes, I
Yeah,
think
they
so.
all look very similar, yeah. That's what I've been
It's
noticing so far.
very soft, very nice to touch. It's very
The
and
patina.
a bit yeah. They have this reflex a little bit. In here, I had a small surprise also.
Oh, we love
For our
surprises.
yeah, one of the sleepless nights, I found this score sheet, an original from the Moscow 1935. Now
That
you can
is
yeah,
awesome.
you know.
And
In fact,
who are the players on there? I can't quite make it out.
Eleven fish against Ryumin.
Oh, okay.
Yes, Ryumin was a very talented chess player, but he was young and he died young, unfortunately, of tuberculosis.
Okay.
And he was, at the time, he was the main, one of the main opponents of Botvinnik.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very interesting that I think 1934, they played a game that would decide the champion of the Soviet Union at that
Mm-hmm.
time. And Botvinnik had just recently met his future wife.
Okay. Botvinnik still played well with
My
in
dear
love.
friend, he played brilliantly. The sparkling, he played the sparkling chess. That
Yeah.
he smashed the human.
He got his energy.
He got
Yeah.
his energy. It was fantastic. Yeah, so chess is not a pure logic, yes. So there's a lot of histories in
Wow.
this chess. Yes.
And that score sheet is written in Russian.
In Russian,
Right.
in
Okay.
Russian. Yeah, yeah. So we jump,
Yeah.
but now to a chess set from one of your countrymen.
Okay.
Want to show you a very special set.
Okay.
This was used in the match of friendship between the U.S. and Russia. So I think Afghanistan went to the Soviet Union. Reshevsk played against all. There were about I think 10 boards. It was a friendship match. The Americans went to Moscow and the Russians to New York. And this is one of the originals. This is a Kabulite set. I think I really don't know a Chess Bazaar has also a reproduction of this particular.
Because it's interesting because it looks like it has the Russian finials on top,
Yeah.
but it has that English Staunton design. It's like a
Yes,
mixture.
absolutely.
It looks like a mixture of both.
Yes, you're absolutely right. There is a version that the white pieces they are red, almost red. Why? Why?
Okay.
Because Stalin, he did
Wow.
not like the white color, the whites, the counter-revolutionary,
Ah.
So
Yeah.
lots of chess sets of that period, they were painted as red, the
Oh.
white
Okay.
piece.
That's interesting. A culture from a cultural point of
Yes,
view,
but it was
or
very serious.
political, I should say.
Yes, and
Wow.
there is a video of Botvinnik playing with Reshevsk with this set.
Okay. Very nice.
Yeah.
How those actually look a little taller than the others? Are they the same size? The king.
Yes, no, they are tall. They are, I would say 4.2 inches. This one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, they look like they move very nice.
very nice. Yes. So Now we jump to 1948 to 1960s. In the
Okay.
match Fischer, Reshevsky, and the Piatigorsky.
Ah, okay, yeah.
The hallmark is this beautiful, exquisite chess set.
Look
This
at
one,
that.
yeah. This set has one particularity. It's something very interesting, I will tell you. I'll place
Yeah.
the piece. And it's very nice to toy with the idea that Fischer and Reshevsky, they played their match, yes, 6-1, and finished the match with these sets. This I have about I think about 6 years more or less.
Wow.
And here it is, the Piatgod is original.
Okay.
And what is very interesting, the hairs, but who painted this chess set was Steiner. Can you read here?
Yeah. Steiner. Yeah.
Yes, he was a master, I think.
Uh-huh.
In Hollywood, he had a chess club.
Okay.
It was he who played Capablanca, and he played all the great guys.
Really?
The big
Yeah.
guys. And it was he who designed these exquisite chess knights.
Yeah,
the
they
whole-
look almost alive with the mane.
Yes, yes, and these chess sets they were used in the chess club, which this chess set is very interesting because it's from '48. What is it? Most probably this one is a prototype. A prototype, yes. Is it? No, it's even older because it has this Steiner here, and then they made more. Yes, which are they are identical. I have one of these. These
Okay.
are the hairs of Steiner. They sold some of these sets.
Okay.
By some, I would say some 10 sets like this. Some 10 years ago.
Okay.
But and so this is a very artistic set. But Fischer did not like it very much. The Piatigorsk Cup, he asked to change for the what's the name of that the Druk chess set.
The what chess set?
Druk.
Oh, Druicki. Yeah.
Druk, yes.
Yeah.
He asked to he did not like it very much for
Oh,
playing.
really? Okay.
We come to the 60s now.
Okay.
And in beginning of the 70s, we see what it's known now as the Super Grandmaster chess set that we're using the top Soviet championships.
What is the definition of a super grandmaster chess set?
Yes, what is it? There are the normal Soviet chess sets that the knights they were made of kind of plastic. These are wood.
Right.
Yes.
So they're made of a really nicer
Yes.
material.
Yes.
Okay.
The quality is much higher. The wood, I think it's boxwood.
Okay.
And this design, and they were used in the high league Soviet championships and the world chess championships. The Botvinnik Petrosian match was played with one of these sets.
Okay. So it's like for the elite chess players.
Yes, it's very
Yeah.
absolutely. No, this one is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah. How rare are these super grandmaster chess sets?
My Stefan, believe it or not,
Yeah.
this is the only one complete I know.
Wow. That's amazing.
The only one I know. I don't know why they kind of disappeared. They simply cannot find it. And what happened is that the seller, which is a good friend of mine, he called me at my time at about 2:30 a.m. some 3 years ago, and he showed me, Fabiano, are you interested in this set? I looked at, I could not believe what I was seeing, you know, and okay, do you buy it? And they said, oh, I buy it, because I knew that I would not see it anymore.
So they did make more of them, but as far as you know, this is the only one left.
That left.
Wow.
And you can see Karpov with Spassky playing with this set, Botvinnik with Petrosyan, but somehow it disappeared. And somehow it simply disappeared. And,
wow.
It's a beauty.
Yeah, it is. Look at that.
And,
yeah, look how the rook is skinnier than normal. It adds like a
very delicate and
very delicate yet.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Very nice.
Yeah. Let me show you the Black King. Oh, sorry. There are beautiful pictures of Botvinnik with Petrosyan.
So this is Russian.
Russian, absolutely. That's a fantastic question. I have a suspicion that this is a suspicion that is from DDR, the East German. Yeah.
Wow.
Because there is a video, there is a guy explaining some movies with these sets. And they kind of disappeared. What is very interesting that you don't see these sets, if you look at collections in Russia, you don't see it. It disappeared. I really don't know what happened today. So they were not mass production, that's clear. Maybe it was a dozen of these sets, 20 of these sets were produced, were sent to the high league championships and disappeared.
I find the finial on the king pretty interesting because normally with the Russian set is going to be like a point on top, and that's the cross.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is kind of yes. You're right.
Yeah. Very nice. I like it. You're very lucky.
Yes, absolutely. And then, speaking of lucky, I want to show you something even. If there could be something more incredible than this set, I want to show you.
Sure.
And, one night in the south of Russia, there appeared a super grandmaster, but a generation before of this one. I will show you.
Okay.
Which I like even more than this.
Really? Thought that would be probably one of your favorite chess sets, but you have one you like better. That's hard to beat.
That's this one. When I also saw it, I could not. And here, the knowledge of the language helped a lot because I got in contact with the seller. He lived in the south of Russia. I got a way to buy it. He sent to a friend of mine in Moscow. In one vacation, I went to Moscow and took it because he would not be able to send to Brazil.
Okay.
That was. And this set has a very interesting story.
Is this also considered a super grandmaster chess set?
Yes.
Okay.
You see that there's third, It's very interesting that one day I have a friend in Moscow, in the Central Chess Club, that their I asked him, are there any lost chess pieces somewhere here in the how can I say, the dark room somewhere? And he said, oh, that's a very interesting question. And he took me there, and there was a black sack full of old chess pieces broken. And I stayed there 1 hour. I probably got a fungus there, but no problem.
Right.
And there was one of these rooks. I have one supplementary rook of that. Yes.
Okay.
Was there. And this set. And what is very interesting that about your question, the origin of this, look how beautiful it is. I find it absolutely. That would be my
Yeah. And
favorite.
the wood is very, very like delicate looking. What kind of wood is that?
I don't know. It's also wood.
Mm-hmm.
You see.
Yeah.
It's even more delicate than, in my opinion. I like this. I like it tremendously.
Yeah. And what year is this, would you say?
I think it's this one. It's from the 40s and 50s.
Okay.
And what is very interesting that the owner of the set,
Mm-hmm.
the seller was the son of the first owner, and there are some. I have the pictures of him about 8 years old playing with his father
Mm-hmm.
with in an uniform of war.
Wow.
Below some trees with this set. So
they were playing with that very set in the picture.
yes, in the
Wow,
picture,
that's a good story.
yes, then I tried to answer your question: where were these sets produced?
Mm-hmm.
And I tried to because this gentleman left this set in this antiquities shop
Mm-hmm.
to be sold, and I pledged to please. I want to talk with the guy who left it. I even paid. I proposed some money,
Mm-hmm.
but
Right.
the gentleman did not accept. You see, here I just placed in the two kings of just for
Yeah.
a bit of difference of the
Right.
70s going this. You see,
Yeah, you could compare the two Super Grandmaster sets.
let me put the bishops here.
They have similarities, but yeah, I can see the wood is a lot like brighter in one. The other one has some, like swirls to it. It
More,
looks.
more,
I wonder if it's the age, because I wonder if it's the age that makes it darker, or if
yes,
it's
or the kind of varnish.
yeah,
I don't
varnish. Right, exactly.
place it in comparison. But
Oh
both
yeah,
sets are stunning, absolutely.
yeah. I mean, they look similar, but they have their unique differences. I do like the darker one better.
Yeah, but me too. Yeah,
Yeah.
both are extremely. They are the only exemplars. The only how can I say it? Remnants. Somehow these sets I also toy with the idea that they would be dispersed and that they would have not a coherent history, and it could be easily
Right.
lost.
Yeah.
This one it would be very easy, and there is so much history in all this.
Yeah. No, it's you're a good steward to the chess history. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Ah, so that's amazing. So is if I were to say what is your favorite chess set, would you say this one is it, or
I
you
would I would say yeah I would say this one.
yeah, very nice. And it seems like you really like to specialize your chess sets, either Russian chess sets, early 1900s. Do you like collecting chess sets from other time periods or other parts of the world, or is this like your main specialty?
Yes, I have some other parts of the world also.
Okay.
Some from even some from Georgia, from the south of Russia. That they have some
Mm-hmm.
the Tau set I got one, but it's not here because it would be too much. And,
Yeah. Yeah, maybe
and
another time you'll show me those.
yes, no, it's my pleasure.
When I go on
Uh,
vacation, I always look for a chess set. That's my souvenir. That's the best souvenir is to get a chess set from your
absolutely,
vacation.
absolutely.
I really appreciate you showing me your wonderful collection. It's very
My
kind
pleasure.
of you, and
Pleasure.
you're a great steward to these pieces of history. You, you know, they could get lost and destroyed someplace, but the chess sets are lucky to have found a home with you.
Yes, thank you so much. Then, but there was a violinist who told me that how can I say? Indeed, these are not my chess piece. I am their stewards. Yes,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
no, I'm not. This is not my violin. This is I am his violinist. He
yeah,
has an Steinwars. And then I find this very um, these pieces they are really part of history. There is so much involved in this and development of chess theory as
yeah. And out of curiosity, who is your favorite chess player as far as the games they play?
the greatest. Is in my opinion there is no escape about it. It's Fischer.
Okay,
That's that's my take on it.
great.
It's crystalline. It's crystal chess, and but I love the way Fischer played. I think it's crystal clear. But
Right.
but it's a personal thing. I like very much Karpov.
Okay.
But nobody is able to play like him. Yes.
Right, right, right. My favorite is Botvinnik. I like looking at
Oh,
his games.
sorry, for
Yeah,
Botvinnik also. Yes,
yeah,
together with Karpov. Yes, but sorry, Botvinnik I like very much.
yeah. Well, it was a pleasure speaking with you. I really enjoyed it.
It was my pleasure, really. Yes.
Yeah.
And here I would like to show to you and to the audience
Okay.
how it was from in a, how chess was playing the highest level in bygone times.
Right.
If you, I don't know if you know what is this.
Let me.
This is a sealed envelope where
Okay.
the players, they sealed a move after 40
Oh,
moves. 40 moves, the
right.
game was adjourned. Yes, two and a
Right.
half.
So I see. What does that say? Petrosian and.
Luchkov,
Oh, that's okay.
1956. And here is the
Wow.
position. Here's the position, the pawns, the everything. You know, and he is the arbiter. What is it? Sorry. Yes,
The
he is the
arbiter. Okay.
the arbiter.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the date 1956, and here look how interesting. They closed
Okay.
the envelope, and
Mm-hmm.
here's the senator Petrosin and Luchkov,
Oh, okay.
and here and then you open the envelope with the sealed move.
Wow. What game is this?
It's Petrosian against Lutkov, 1956.